Hey, what's good, y'all? I'm back. If you're a person that's not a subscriber to this video and you're just viewing this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this video if you feel like anyone I'm talking to could be connected to this video, and subscribe if you like this video. I touch on a lot of different topics, but I bring a lot of information. I think I give a really good opinion about whatever I'm speaking about, and I bring a lot of information and substance to what I say. So support the channel, support the Rant Too Real for TV, and Grand Rising, y'all. In this video, briefly, I want to speak about the Gap Band. The Gap Band. A lot of y'all know the Gap Band from their songs "You Dropped the Bomb on Me," "Party Train," "Oops Upside Your Head," "Outstanding," "Yearning for Your Love," "Wednesday Lover," "Humping," "Shake Your Booty," "All of My Love," the whole nine. My mom was married into the Gap Band family, the Wilson family. They're all Wilsons, mostly. But the Gap Band family are Wilsons. My mom married Ronnie Wilson of the Gap Band when I was about 7, 8 years old. I was living in LA at the time, South Central to be exact. And in another video, I'll talk about how and why my parents divorced. It's not important really, but if I'm gonna tie pieces of my story together eventually, I will highlight that. But my biological dad is from Alabama. He moved to LA when he was young, and my mom was born and raised in LA. So when my mom and dad divorced, they divorced, it was about like 88, about 88, 89. And my mom became official with Ronnie Wilson, I want to say 89, 90, official. And, of course I was a kid, so I don't know who the heck the Gap Band was, none of that. I mean, I just pretty much grew up into that industry. And, of course, the Gap Band, or Gap, means Greenwood Archer Pine. Greenwood Archer Pine. If y'all know about the Black Wall Street by way of Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and those Oklahoma bombings, or when they bombed the Native Americans, the black Native Americans, the natives of America on this soil, the black people that had their own community, their own city, their own land, they built everything on their own. Didn't need the help or didn't need to depend on Europeans or any other people. But unfortunately, after everything was established, there was a number of schools, theaters, hospitals, dentists, everything you could think of. Everything that we have here in this regular life, they had it there. The Black Wall Street had it. But there was a lot of poor, envious white folks. The white folks that were poor, they envied what was going on in that community of the blacks. And eventually they convinced the government, our own government, to bomb Oklahoma. To bomb all of those people in Tulsa, Oklahoma, all those black people, off of just pure hate and jealousy. But Greenwood Archer Pine is what the Gap stands for when it comes to the Gap Band. And they formed the group out of respects to the Gap Band. Ronnie Wilson, my stepfather, the man that helped raise me, he is the founder of the Gap Band. Was the founder. He's passed away now, but he was the founder of the Gap Band, and he helped form the group. This man is a songwriter, singer, keyboardist, trumpet player. I know that's random, but y'all know about Oops Upside Your Head. Every single trumpet sound that you heard in all of the Gap Band songs, that was Ronnie Wilson. A lot of the hit songs you hear from the Gap Band were written by Ronnie Wilson. Now, everybody in the world knows who Charlie Wilson is. I mean, how could you not know who Charlie Wilson is? There's no other voice in this world like Charlie Wilson's. But Charlie Wilson, that's my uncle, my family, by default. I haven't seen him in years now. You know, I was growing up, and then by the time after I graduated high school, you know, I was back living in the city in LA with my dad for a brief period of time before I got on my own. And I did reconnect with them later on down the line. I did reconnect with Charlie Wilson and, of course, my pops at the time, Ronnie. Robert is the bass player. Robert is the baby brother of the three, and he's the bass player. So all the dope little licks you hear from the bass and all the different songs, that's Robert, excuse me. Now, I'm gonna shorten this video a little bit because I don't want to be all over the place. I'm gonna start talking about the Gap Band because the Gap Band family has been robbed. They have been robbed. They have been robbed of the fortune and the wealth that was built through the Gap Band. But there have been so many vampires, so many parasites who have been sucking the life out of the Gap Band family, the Wilson family. And I don't feel like it's fair. I'm not involving myself in this because I am not a Wilson. Even though the Gap Band is my family, the Wilsons are my family, but that don't mean that I should have access to some of the things they have, or they should have access to. And unfortunately, I've had to see, observe, and watch what's been going on. And there's just so many executives and producers and whatnot who have been taking advantage of the Wilson family, the things that they didn't know in regards to the business, how the business works. And unfortunately, they are owed a whole lot of money. In my eyes, I feel like everybody that's part of the Gap Band family deserves some type of money, some kind of passive income every month, because of all of the money that was taken. But unfortunately, Charlie Wilson is married and tied to someone who's probably going to make sure that don't happen. But I can't truly speak on the kids that Ronnie has, that Charlie Wilson has. But Ronnie Wilson's kids, I'm going to mention their names by the Andre, Brian, Casey, Little Casey, Bing Bong, JJ, Ashley. They all deserve something. They deserve something, because it's not right that they were robbed the Gap Band blind. And we had two brothers out of the three are dead now. And they have nothing to show for it. I'm a little disappointed in Charlie Wilson and for the fact that he just kind of left them hanging, and he didn't really care to it's not his responsibility to make sure that they are, making a steady income every month. But the issue is this. all of the money and all of the fortune and fame that Charlie Wilson has gotten, he's allowed the industry to put him at the forefront and make him the face of the Gap Band, when Charlie Wilson is not the face of the Gap Band. It's three brothers. It's not Charlie Wilson and the Gap Band. It's the Gap Band. But they were pushing this Charlie Wilson and the Gap Band stuff, you know, years before the brothers passed away. And it's gotten to the point to where Charlie is on his own now, and the Wilson family almost has no connection to him. Or if they do, it's on his terms. But I know everybody that's connected to the Gap Band. I even know people that's in the industry who love the Gap Band. But as far as other family that are connected to the Gap Band, you know, Tovin is Gap Band. Jelly Roll, that's Wilson. That's Gap Band family. He's a Wilson. Of course, I've known Battle Cat for years, you know, since I was a youngin'. But anyway, this is part one of the Gap Band. My story of the Gap Band, my experience with the Gap Band, my chronicles with the Gap Band. I know a lot about the Gap Band. I know everything about, I won't say I know everything about everybody, but I know enough to keep y'all interested. So stay tapped in, and I'll keep you guys posted on more and more things, and I'll come with my part two soon. Have a great day.